Summit since its start. I do understand there's a review of all the G20 summits that you've actually compiled. Can you just please tell us what the salient points are?
Yes, at the last summit, that was in Brazil about a year ago, all the leaders there agreed to produce a G20 at 20 review for Johannesburg, the 20th summit, with all of the members having hosted at least once. So the South African presidency got busy. They recruited knowledge partners, the OECD, the South African Institute of International Affairs, and indeed the G20 Research Group. And their report has been now produced. President Ramaphosa spoke about it in his opening remarks to the summit. It was to look at the achievements of all of the previous G20 summits before, and to quote President Ramaphosa, the challenges, the things that it had not yet done, and to chart a way forward. And we know from our participation in the process that the major conclusions are that G7 summits have been a success, mission accomplished, global financial stability, and to make globalization work for the benefit of all, equality, inclusive growth, the themes of Johannesburg. Second conclusion, the G20 summit and all the institutions surrounding it, underneath it, do not need to be reformed, they need to be strengthened. And how should they be strengthened? Well, the biggest debate was some people thought it should go back to basics, strip down the summit, deal only with the economy as a macroeconomist would understand, fiscal policy, monetary policy, exchange rate policy, financial regulation, financial crises. But, as we heard from President Ramaphosa this morning, no, it has to do many other things that it has been doing for many, many summits now. Climate change, I hope Donald Trump noticed. Health, it could be Ebola in West Africa. It could be HIV/AIDS in South Africa. Marburg, as we speak, breaking out in Ethiopia or in the rapid age countries of the G20, Korea, Japan, Italy. Brain health, dementia, Alzheimer's, which is increasing to gender equality was another one. And almost from the start, it dealt with terrorism, right? And as a draft of the declaration said, wars and conflicts harm, impact economic growth. So if you only want to deal with the aftermath, trying to repair the problem after it's been created, that's not good enough. You have to deal with root causes, stop the wars, stop the conflicts, and indeed, a few summits ago in Indonesia, the communique did say, with the Russian Federation signing off, that Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a democratic Ukraine, constituted an act of aggression. I don't think we'll see the aggression word in this declaration, but nonetheless, I think the message will be loud and clear nonetheless.
And Prof, you highlight a number of key issues. I love the fact that you also highlight the challenges. You also, yes, I know you can't preempt anything, but I mean, come 2045, what are we looking at?
Well, what we do know is that Donald Trump has already blinked. He started by saying no U.S. government official would come to the Johannesburg summit. Then a few days ago he said, oh, I want to send 8 of them to receive the mantle from the outgoing presidency, Cyril Ramaphosa, to me, even though I'm not there. And then he at the summit yesterday, a tag-along summit, Donald Trump said, I'm going to give 4.6 billion American dollars to replenish the global fund against HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. So ask anybody in South Africa, Donald Trump is investing in HIV, AIDS. Isn't that a problem here? Or malaria. I had to get my pills because I'm going to Kruger National Park in a few days. So he's actually doing a lot for Africa if you follow the money rather than his crazy words sometime. And then next time, it's the United Kingdom, and Keir Starmer is totally with Ramaphosa. And not only because they are both members of the Commonwealth, the heads of Commonwealth meetings every 2 years, their leaders meet. And then after that, it goes to, it's a bit of a north-south rotation. It goes to South Korea, right? Which once belonged to the global south, but got rich and is now a major donor, really part of the global north, not just geographically, but economically too, but not a member of the G7 if you count that way. So I'm optimistic because Donald Trump is plummeting to new lows in the polls at home. So I think he's coming to realize that he does need to make America great again, but he can't do it alone by staying home. He needs the G20 to help America become great again, perhaps even more than the G20 actually needs Donald Trump's USA.